You are listening to The Insider with Brian Lloyd. The opinions expressed are that of the individuals and can sometimes be of an adult nature.
I'm Mike Sheridan, covering for Brian Lloyd on the Insider podcast this week. And Jesse Heiman, am I pronouncing that right?
Correct.
We weren't sure in the office.
No, it's good.
It's awesome to have you here. You're in Dublin. You're in Ireland specifically for the Media Extras loyalty program.
Yeah, that's correct.
So the guys have flown you over.
Yeah.
And a lot of people might recognise you, but not really know from where, because how many movies have you done at this stage and TV shows?
Somewhere between 75 and 100.
That's kind of insane.
That is insane, but it's my life and I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you live out on the West Coast in LA, so obviously that helps.
Well, yeah, most of the work is there. Yeah, I've shot a couple things not in LA, but most short I've shot in LA. Yeah.
And when I was looking at your IMDb page, which is crazy long,
Yeah.
it's awesome. It's super impressive as well. You've been in some of my favorite TV shows, but the one thing that really stuck out for me was you were a pledge in Old School.
That's great. Yeah.
Like it's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
That must have been an insane experience.
It was a lot of fun working with the cast over 6 weeks of filming and just continuously just being amused and also being taught how to do the business, and how to do it right. And those are definitely guys to learn from, and they have a long career, and I hope they have just as long a career as they have had. Yeah.
And what about some of the TV shows that you've done?
TV shows more notable were Chuck and Glee.
Glee. What did you do in Glee?
I was, all this extra work, but I played a student and someone who assisted with the audiovisual equipment in the Glee choir room, and there was a couple times that they were singing, and I'd be just walking by like I'm a student and just supposed to ignore these people that are singing the same song over and over again. Yeah. And it was a lot of fun, and just being there as it became a phenomenon. Just being part of that was cool, and I was having my own phenomenons happen.
Yeah, you've been on so many sets, and the one thing that probably really blew you up was that YouTube video that went crazy viral, with those 3.5 million views or something at this point.
Almost 4 million at this point, I think. It's only been out since 2011, so it's only been out almost under 5 years.
So it's still going.
Yeah, and it just keeps going, and it's was the first of two major things that have happened to me recently to help change me from just another actor to someone you really got to pay attention to. Someone who's becoming more of a mainstay in Hollywood, and someone that all studios or any of the major players that are working at the studios will want to turn to me if they want to appeal to a general audience of the new next coming years, because there's a lot of celebrity names you hear about, like a lot of people like James Franco or something like that, who's in a ton of things, but there's also people like me who we started off as in the background, but we're still making a name for ourselves, and we're putting ourselves out there doing as many projects as we can.
I remember I had the pleasure of speaking to Jeremy Piven a few years ago, and I know you did an episode of Entourage.
I've worked with him. I also worked with him on. He was also in Old School.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, I did work on Entourage. I don't think my scene was not with him.
It was with Johnny Drama.
It was
Kevin Dillon.
Johnny Drama and with Kevin Ferrer. Yeah, and but it was a lot of fun shooting with those guys. They were a lot of fun, a lot of funny guys. Great time on that show. And that was not actually that was an extra work. I actually spoke. That was me talking. So I have my splattering of roles where I've actually talked as well on camera, and that's. But it's in the world's greatest extra videos, so it's fine to include it. It's part of the what has cemented my legacy.
And you're still getting there as well.
Yeah.
I brought up Piven because when I spoke to him throughout the 80s and 90s and early 90s, before he became Jeremy Piven and everybody knows who he is, and all the Emmy wins for Entourage and Mr. Selfridge and everything else, he said that directors would come to him, so guys like Michael Mann, you know, and Cameron Crowe would come to him and be like, you know, it's going to be a small scene, but I know I can trust that Jeremy will do something with the scene. So is somebody like Jeremy Piven then something that you'd aspire to?
Absolutely. I definitely would accept almost any role, you know, to try to be someone different for and if a director were to come to me and say, we have this great part for you that you don't have, like, you know, even if there was like a part in a medical movie and I had to be like in a coma for the whole film, I'd do it. I mean, why not? You know, and I mean, why not? It'd be a great experience just working with such awesome filmmakers and they have a vision, and I'm great to just be a part of that vision if I can, you know. You
must just really enjoy being on the sets. I've been on movie sets before, and there's always so much energy. On the sets. So you must just love that, you know, that vibe.
I love it. I love working on a set when everyone's passionate for the same thing and working towards the same goal, and everyone wants to make a great film or great television show or a great commercial that people will really identify with, or people want to watch again and talk about with their friends and talk with their family, and those are the great you know films you see at the award show every year. You know, those are the ones that you want to be part of. But even the ones that you don't see, they're you know, there's a lot of films and TV shows and stuff that you remember that, you know, don't always win awards, but you know, the people that are on those shows, you tend to start watching anything else that they do. You know, there's like I was a huge fan of like Lost and all these shows, and now any time I see other actors that were on that show, I was like, oh, I remember when I worked with this guy in that, and now he's great in this thing too. That's awesome.
So that's kind of motivational as well, or a little bit inspiring to see those guys do well. And another one that you've popped up in, and again, there's countless. We could literally be here all day for the amount of movies and TV shows that you've done for such a young man as well. But you're in the social. You're in the Social Network. I am in the social. You're in a class in the Social Network.
I'm in the only classroom scene in the whole movie by going to Harvard.
That's kind of awesome.
It is very awesome.
And is it true about David Fincher, or the day you were on set, does he do like 20, 30 takes?
You know, he does as many takes as he needs, which is fine. It's, you know, I think it is true. I don't remember how many takes we did, but, you know, he
there was that many?
Yeah. Well, I mean, all directors take like 20 takes because he had to do like 5 takes from different angles, you know, so it's not out of the question for people to do that. But like you hear like people, I've never worked with Eastwood yet, but you hear that he does a ton of rehearsal. He does like 2 takes, and he moves on to the next scene. But you know, everyone's got their own style. You can't, you know, you can say, well, Fincher takes a long time, but you know, he's also won awards for his filmmaking. So I mean, it's you know, everyone's got their own.
He's obviously great at what he does.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, Clint Eastwood, there, is he somebody that, you know, you'd like to work with?
Oh, I'd love to.
Big fan.
I would be so cool just to feel his presence on set, let alone have him direct me in something. And it definitely is something that, you know, I've got to hurry up and do, because you never know how long someone's. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
He's churning out a lot of movies still, and he's well into his 80s at this point, like, and good movies too.
Yeah, you know, it'd be super awesome just to be brought in to read for him. I mean, that would be
just to meet him.
That would be crazy. I've auditioned for like many big time directors and to work with other big time celebrities, but I just, you know, I've also booked, you know, I also worked as an extra on Catch Me If You Can with Steven Spielberg, who was someone who I admired and who inspired me to become an actor. So. And
Leonardo DiCaprio's in that scene too.
He is. He introduced himself to me that day, like I didn't know who he was. He shook my hand and everything.
Yeah.
And little did he know that like a couple years later I would be kissing his ex-girlfriend.
Oh yeah, and I was gonna bring that up. That's obviously the GoDaddy Super Bowl ad.
Right. Yeah.
Which, you know, that even, you know, American football, the NFL isn't particularly big in Ireland. It does have a following, but when the Super Bowl happens, what's bigger over here are the the ads, or the promos.
Sure.
So
well, that's like the biggest thing in America.
So do you want to tell us a little bit about that for people who haven't seen it? And I think the second you mention, I think people are going to realize.
So there was a commercial I was in during the Super Bowl in 2013, and it was me and supermodel Bar Raffaele. We were kissing for the GoDaddy commercial, and it's basically pits that she is the beautiful side of your website, and I'm like the technical side of the website. Together we're perfect. And when the person says it, then we kiss, and it's kind of a graphic, in your face, no imagination left, open mouth kissing. People were grossed out by it, but I
think that was more jealousy than anything else, Jesse. People wish they were you.
For some reason, apparently kissing is very gross to people, even though it's, I mean, quite honestly, I find, and maybe I'm the only one, sometimes I find kissing weird. It's like, it's just weird. You should, I don't know, it's just a weird thing sometimes. But
never mind in front of a whole crew of people with like 4 cameras in your face.
Yeah. And, well, it's not just that, it's just like, it's just awkward to you just say hello to someone and the next minute you're kissing them. I mean, I wish, it's not. There's
I get to know you a little bit first.
Yeah. I wouldn't even have the opportunity to swipe left or right. But I don't think I would with her.
There's no problems there.
Yeah.
But the day after that commercial went out, your life must have gone up another notch. Even though you've worked for long.
It was insane. It wasn't just the day. It was the moment it happened. It came on. It was instantaneous. Game changer for me. It changed the way that I'm cast and that I'm looked at in Hollywood. I'm no longer considered. I mean, I'm still an extra, but I still do extra work. But I think I'm more considered a mainstream actor that's going to stay around for a while, and someone people should watch out for. Not watch out for like I'm gonna take the role, but I mean, maybe. I mean, I seem to already have the what it takes to land a romantic lead. Got the comedy in me, so I mean, Ryan Reynolds, look out.
And more people I'd say would have seen that advertisement for GoDaddy than have seen most romantic comedies.
Well, and what's funny is they can go online and there's an unrated version of the kiss that's actually funnier, because I had a lot of miscues with my tongue. Just like my tongue doing, like I kept putting my tongue out there, but I don't know.
Like on purpose, I think we need to know how to take.
Yeah, on purpose. Like sometimes I don't know when to put the tongue in and when not to put the tongue in.
I think the vast majority of the people on the planet would have liked more than one take at that, so I don't think you'd be alone.
Yeah.
And obviously you've done so many movies and you've been on so many sets and TV shows, but when people must recognize you, people that first get into the extra game, they must look up to you. So, and they must know how much experience that you have.
Yeah.
So, do you have any rookie extras come up to you maybe on set and maybe look for a little bit of guidance?
Sure. Yeah, they come up to me and say, what's your secret, man? How did you make this job work for so long? And it's really not that difficult. You just stay professional. You just focus on whatever they want you to do. And give your best performance, even if it's just extra work. It's still important for the film and for the television show and for the commercials. So I mean, you're as vital a part of the creation of this world as the main stars are. They can't become who they are without someone in the background portraying them as working at a Buy More, or working as lawyers or something in a courtroom scene or something. I mean, we've got to have people, half the jury in a film like a lawyer film are going to be extras.
There's many moving parts to a movie, obviously,
right, exactly.
And the extras are a huge part of it because you do need to fill these scenes.
Yeah.
Before we let you go, I have to ask you, and you might have to rack your brain here. I want to know what your favorite movie was to work on, your favorite TV show, and your favorite director, just so you can think about them as you're going along. So, what was your favorite movie, first of all?
My favorite movie to work on is a movie you probably haven't heard of. It was called The Jerk Theory, and it was actually I was an extra. I was part of the main ensemble cast and got to work with a nice young core of actors. A couple you may have heard of, Josh Henderson.
Oh yeah, of course.
And Jenna Dewan, Lawrence Storm. People, not household names, but I got to speak and I got to be in the whole film and be a part of the the whole experience as a leading person. And you can watch it on Netflix. It's on Netflix. That, and also just I recently did a short film called Shmooey the Death Watcher, where I play Shmooey the Death Watcher. I play the
main character.
Yeah, lead part of a short film. Awesome. So I'm really trying to branch out and expand my horizon beyond just extra work. Yeah.
And what about TV show?
TV show, I would definitely say Chuck is one of my favorites because I just love working with the whole cast and crew from that show. There was a worldwide fan base. I don't know if.
Oh yeah, Chuck! It's big cult following.
Yeah, and a lot of people were like wanting like a Chuck movie and all these things. So I mean, I'd be on board for that if they ever did that. But it's great because I still get fan requests from people that are fans of that show. So I mean, it's just. And it was just so cool to be part of that and be a face that the fans would watch out for every episode and see what I do or what I get into,
So they do the conventions as well, don't they? Would you go to one of the Chuck conventions?
I've been to conventions, but not for
Chuck.
Not for one specific project. I did go to the convention and participate in a skit for. Lost.
I remember that
one season, and that was great. But because I was just able to surprise people, and I was able to talk to the whole audience and be like, you guys aren't telling us stuff we did. It was like just having a little.
You were the voice of the audience.
Kind of. Yeah, we got to show them like some secret footage, so that's cool, And then I just love being part of any project like that where I can work with with the directors or producers or with like the main part of the cast where I feel like I'm part of that cast. That makes me feel happy,
And finally, you might have one or two. Who's been your favorite directors to work for?
Definitely Michael Bay and Spielberg. I mean, would both be up there.
Why Michael Bay? It was on Transformers.
Transformers 1 and 3. I was on 1 but my scene in 1 got cut out, and 3 apparently he requested me for 2 and I wasn't available.
You have to turn down Michael Bay.
And 3 I was available, but apparently he said he was going to keep requesting me until I was available.
That's cool.
I had a fan in him, and he put me in this great spot where I'm walking right behind the office where Shia LaBeouf and John Malkovich are talking. So I mean, you can't miss me, and that's just great. He wants to include me in this great film. I'm like one of I'm sort of an inside joke, I think, to some directors. They like to put me as like in this close to the camera in some scenes and just have me, show up, and people are like, oh, there's that guy again.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what's next for you now? Well, where's Jesse Heiman going? Would you go down the Jon Favreau route and the Vince Vaughn route like they did with Swingers, and they made their own? Because they weren't getting starring roles, they thought they were good enough, but they went and they wrote their own material. And
I'm just gonna rely on what my agents find for me, because they always find great things. But also, I am writing, and with a partner, we're trying to make some of our own content, but also have a documentary coming out soon about me that's been following me since 2012, and they've been seeing the inside of like what it's like to be an actor, then transitioning actor from like trying to become something bigger than just an extra,
And when's that when will we be able to see the documentary?
They haven't given me a release date that I can tell people yet, so I just know that it's coming soon. And I'm so looking forward to everyone seeing that. Hopefully I'll come back here and show it to you, because that would be the greatest thing, is just to go on a nice world tour with my film and just show it to everyone,
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
But what's great is, when I come back here, hopefully this Meteor Extras program will continue, and I'll be able to take advantage of it and go see free movies and go for two for one dining experiences. Yeah.
Awesome. Dinner and a movie.
Yeah.
The old school date, to go back to the old school.
Sure, why not?
Pledge thing, huh? We went full round there, Jesse. We went all the way around. Jesse Heiman, thanks so much for dropping into the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
And I'm looking forward to seeing the documentary and whatever you do next.
All right, great.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.